Yes, logged out, thankfully. So I'm going to just list on root user and the password. Okay, so for me, I just logged in again. We'll solve that problem tomorrow because I'll be just using a more high configuration resource here just to avoid this slower pace. Okay, so this is my root user. What I'm going to do is I'm going in this directory. Okay, it is taking more time to warm up. Yes, I'm going into this directory, that is file system tab, and when I'm going there, I'm going to access this other location and then computer. Okay, under computer we have USR, we have bin, and I'm searching for Firefox. Okay, so Firefox, this is the file. What I'm going to do is I'm just double clicking here, and when I double click, I need to give some initial setups, skip, and start using Fedora. Okay, this is my file. So what I'm doing is, if I want to replace all this code, let's say I'm just replacing all this code, okay, that means the file is empty now, right? The file is empty now. When I'm saying file is empty, let me click on Firefox. When I click on Firefox, I won't be able to open it, definitely, because if I'm clicking on mouse, this code is getting executed. When we don't have any code, who will start Firefox, or how the Firefox will be started? So even if I try to do it from terminal, right, I'll try to do it from terminal. So I'm having this terminal, right, and here I'm going to write Firefox. See, nothing happens. So because the reason is very simple, and that we also discussed, whenever we just click or type, the operating system is going to execute code. What I did, I just remove everything from here, only empty file is there. But if I write something else here, so your icon is connected to this one. For example, if I want to create a virus, what I'll do, I'll write reboot here. What I'll do, I'll write reboot. So once I write reboot here, see what is going to happen. So in that Firefox file, I have written reboot. When I go in this one and click on Firefox, what is going to happen? See, my Firefox is now restarting this entire Fedora operating system. So what I'm saying is, how we should learn Linux these days, it's not going to the very same way we did in past, right? So as a user, I can customize my Firefox or any other icon and command both and the typing, and we are going to modify this code accordingly. Okay, so simply we are going to modify this code accordingly, and that will be our primary learning. So we are not just focusing on writing things or typing things. See, this is rebooting now. I can just press escape button, and it is now rebooting, because what we did is we just hit it, on that, we change the file and we just click on mouse of the icon of Firefox, and boom, things is going to happen. So kind of these things we will be, modifying and learning. Okay, again I'm having this screen. I'm just going to click on not listed, connecting to root user. Okay, and yeah, definitely we need to have root access to change this. So you can, because of your own operating system, you have root access. Yes, we have couple of ways to, manage things without root privileges, so that will take time for sure. Okay, so simply now your either icon or your terminal. So even if we type the same thing in terminal, this is going to happen. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but yes, you are understanding it now. If I'll be typing this in my, terminal also, it is going to happen. So the purpose of this showcase was only one, right? The purpose of this showcase was only one, and that is, you have to understand that there is nothing like command or something. So if you type, that is command. If you click, that is GUI. But the reality is this code. Okay, so just give me response in the chat window with yes and no, that from today onwards you are not going to assume GUI and CLI are just a method to execute the code that is coded by a developer, and we have chosen Firefox to show that showcase. Okay, so if you are understanding it, that accessing application like this or like this, so there's nothing like command or click. It's just a code, right? The code that is executing in the background. So you can configure your Firefox icon to browse your music application or anything, right? If you are understanding it, that means from today onwards, what you can do is any operation or any task, right? Any operation or any task that we are doing, it can be done in a two different way, either GUI or CLI, graphical user interface or command line interface. Okay, so when I'm typing something, you can assume there is a graphical method also, or vice versa. If I'm doing graphical method, there is a CLI also. So it's a type and it's a click, and every request will be processed by your kernel, right? If you block this kernel interprocess communication method, it will be blocked. Okay, so now I'm just going to tell you, number of method for the same. So what I'm doing is, I am just going to show you a few basic commands. So I've showed you date. Okay, now you can assume date is something that whatever you are seeing here, it is same, and where date command is present, always which date. So under USR, bin and date. Don't worry about the path, will make that happen. Okay, but when you have the code has number of things. For example, what if I want only time, not the entire date output? So every command supports some argument. Okay, so I can use plus percentage capital T. Okay, Don't worry about the remembering things, because every command supports some arguments to customize and to increase or decrease the output. So like if I want only time, I can use date plus percentage t, and that is okay. And let's say if I want year, I can use hyphen capital Y. Okay, likewise I can use a capital A for day or small a for small day, and for b abbreviation for month, or small b for June. Alright, so every command has number of options. You don't have to remember these options at all. If you want any additional information, what you can do is a command followed by hyphen hyphen help. Okay, so taking help is a very good thing. So if I go up a little bit, you can see here when I use hyphen hyphen help, so this is system set, and look at the options, small a capital A, and the meaning also written over there, right? Hyphen capital T or W or Y. So hyphen hyphen help is always one of the best option. Okay, otherwise there is one more way. You can always use info command followed by the command name you want information. Okay, I'm hitting enter. See, now this time Fedora is one of the really amazing product. It is saying the info command not found, do you want to install it? If I say yes, it is going to install this command. Okay, and that is really awesome. So it is waiting for queue, authenticating, queue, downloading, requesting, testing, installing, and boom. You know what, this is why we are using Fedora. You know what, we'll be doing each and every step manually. What is queue, what is authenticating, anything, right? So now if I use info, see, almost same thing. If you go in, there's a couple of more bigger information, but you can use all these things. Okay, and the final option is man. There's a man command. Man stands for manual. Okay, I'm just giving this date command and hitting enter. Okay, so here kind of thing. Okay, so I'm just sharing history of this. What I have done till now, I just use all this. Okay, so simply the reason behind this, and you know what, for this you don't have to Google it, just any command hyphen hyphen help or info or man. So let me just write it down for you. To take help in an offline way in any of the Linux base, this is for any Linux, right? You can use hyphen hyphen help, you can use info, and you can use man. Okay, and it's an offline help about any program. Okay, so that is something you can also understand. Okay, now few more things. This was very simple. Okay, now calendar. So we are running in 2020, and you can browse entire year, maybe next year, or maybe any year 3003. Okay, like this. But if you want to have a particular month, you can always pass the month number between 1 to 12. So Jan, and likewise Feb, right? And similarly you can keep passing. So calendar command is very useful. Okay, now the next one is that we are going to discuss, and from here your Linux journey is getting started. That means creating or understanding Linux file system. Okay, So understanding Linux file system. Okay, I'll be lightning through the word file system in a much more detailed way, but as of now, when a user want to store or create something, any data, okay, you need to understand file system first. So for example, if I want to create a folder, let's say if I want to create a folder, generally what method we use? We use right click. Let's say if I want to create folder in my desktop, I'll go there and right click and create folder, and wow, hello world, I just hit enter and this folder got created. Don't worry, it will not be visible in this desktop because Fedora has disabled all things. So how easy it is, right? I'm just creating this folder on desktop. Maybe I'm there. I can also create like right click, fine. Okay, that means fine. Similarly, if I can create folder by using right click, I mean graphical, same if I use command line. So there must be some program behind that right click folder. So the program that everybody understands, right? I think whosoever have learned or have seen Linux anyway, you know that is mkdir. Mkdir, let's say, okay, boom, wow, I mean kind of magic is happening. Okay, if I want to show you the synchronization between graphical and command line, I'll show you here. So if I'll create a folder like Ashutosh, see right now there is no Ashutosh folder. Once I hit enter, it got created. Okay, that means you can use either right click to create folder or maybe that command to create one. Similarly, if you want to delete it, if you delete this folder like by just delete button or maybe by right click, delete, move to trash, or anyway. Similarly, if you want to delete it from here, rmdir, okay, and delete it, see, gone there. So that means we are doing things parallelly. Okay, now one big question that you should ask from your own, by your own, right? As a normal student or as a human being, if I can do everything, I can do everything from GUI, then why should I use type method? Or because I need to remember these commands, right? So I don't find any point of typing it. Okay, that means if I am satisfied and I'm very very much okay with the GUI, I can right click, I can double click it, whatever I want to do. When I can use this, why should I use typing method? I don't want to remember all this. Definitely everybody can have this question in their mind as an operating system. But that means as a normal user, if you try to think about the point, that is a very valid point, right? If you are very much satisfied or understanding what I'm trying to say, and you agree also, if we have graphical method, we don't have to use typing because it's a burden to remember commands, right? So यदि आप सहमत हैं तो बिल्कुल आप हाँ यार या यस सर कह के यूट्यूब पे कमेंट कर सकते हैं, just to see how many of you are already satisfied with the same. Okay, so right, so I'm not looking for any technical answer, but as an individual user, right, if you're a very normal user, in general You can think about that. Okay, cool. Terminal is love, everything is magic, and that I'm not denying, but as a matter of fact, if we have, right, fine. So I'm giving you the reason why you should, learn this. So for example, choosing terminal or typing over the clicks, you have number of benefits. The first and very amazing is fast. I mean, if you talk about the speed, you have really awesome speed in typing. Okay, so and the second thing is, what if you want to create, for example, 10,000 folders? It will be really, weird thing. That means we are going to click 10,000 times, right click, create folder. Let's say, what if I want to create two folder? I'm doing right click, only one, not two, three. So if I want to create multiple folders or kind of things, definitely. Second thing, the typing method text you can send over network by using socket programming and anything. So if you want bulk operation, you want that thing, so it will be really lengthy job. Okay, and we can integrate programming as well. Fine. So if I go there, and if I know for loop, see, I want to create, let's say, 100 folders. So I'll be using for I is equals to 0 and I less than 100 and I plus plus. Okay, I can type programming logics directly in terminal, and I can just start with do and mkdir hello $I, that means hello 1 2 3, like that, and done. Okay, if you see here, as of now we don't have folders. Once I hit enter, the job is done. See, look at the magic now. We have so many folders. Alright, till 99, definitely, right? So that means, but this thing is quite not that much easy with GUI, right? So now if I want to remove it, I just use rmdir here, right? rmdir. So everything is gone. Fine, simply. But let's say, but what if you're not a programming guy? That means you hate programming P. I mean, I really don't want to learn for loop, because simply I'm a guy who hate programming, or I don't have any interest. Let's in that case. So Linux is offering much more things for them as well. Rather than implementing for loop directly here, what you can do, let's say I want to create 50 folder this time. So I can do mkdir, let's say hello, and I can implement loop like this. Let's say I want to create 1 to 50. So this time, without implementing for loop, if I hit enter, boom, see, magic, all things. That means the number of folder I wanted, I just created without for loop, right? And I can remove it in a very similar way. Fine, so this is the history. So simply what I'm telling is command line or terminal is much more configurable, right? That simply means we can do incredible things from command line. or by typing it. Okay, all the stories, if you talk about WhatsApp, Tinder, Google Chat, emailing, everything is based on typing, right? I mean, click and typing both, but typing is love. Okay, anyway, so this is something that I just wanted to tell you. Okay, so anyway, this is about creating a folder and deleting them one by one. Okay, one more thing, if you want to create folder with your own names, you can create, let's say, hello, hi, okay, fine, this is awesome, right? And enter. So all these folders got created here. See, fine, hi, hello, awesome. So you can give a space oriented names. Okay, so we'll be using number of things by using the same. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be giving some assignment today on behalf of the session that we are having, and you can find the assignment in slash reboot your brain blog. And from tomorrow onwards, we'll define a process. When I'm saying assignment, that means where you have to give your answer and how. So we'll be creating a list or the video. So here you will find a new post that will be reboot 2.0 or something like that, and then the assignment will be there. Okay, so simply you can use this blog to complete the assignment. I'm not gonna share assignment here in the live session because I need to plan it first. Okay, alright guys, so this is it for today. That means you need to find some answers of the question that I given for the kernel handling, and please install Fedora and try to do some kind of unethical things with that operating system. I mean, it will be great if you can do whatever you want, so we'll be really doing some awesome thing. Okay, so by saying thank you so much and bye to everybody, you can always rewatch the video and do upgrade your knowledge. Okay, so maybe this Sunday or Saturday we might have some test. I don't know, depending on the cases, but it's all fine. Okay guys,